Good morning, good morning. I dropped the ball big time. On the last job I was just on, not the last job, but it was a couple days ago, where I fixed a GFI, or replaced GFI, and did some work on the panel. One of my viewers, Steve, was talking to me, let me know how I screwed up. It's funny, you know, you try to go above and beyond, and then you know, breaking the code that easily. He sent me the code, or that code in the book. Me thinking I can go above and beyond, and you know, think later on if this thing should get grounded, I started hooking up these grounds, and just like that I broke the code. So when there's no ground, you can't hook up the grounds. You still shouldn't cut the ground off, but so now I was already going back to that job because I got approval to replace, I'm gonna add another breaker in the panel, which they put two wires into a single breaker that's not rated to be double tapped. So I'm gonna go back there and I'm gonna remove those grounds. Definitely dropped the ball on this. Steve was really cool about it, explained to me. I mean, I'm definitely not perfect, and now I gotta figure out how I gotta go in the other video now, probably cut it out, or I don't know if I can even put text in there when it's already on YouTube. I gotta figure out how I want to edit that part out, because I don't want to show anybody the wrong thing. It's all, I try to give out good information. Even if I had nothing going on, I would still go back to that job and then fix it on my own time, because it's all about liability. I want to show you guys so nobody else makes this mistake. So I'm gonna give this guy a call, see if he's available, and then we'll head out there. I don't know if I put in there that the outlet was actually ungrounded. The ground coming from the panel, or it somehow switches, because from the panel it goes from 12 over to 14 somehow, but the Romex coming in has no ground, and then the Romex coming out has a ground. So when you're putting a GFI in, since there's no ground, and I was putting a GFI in, well, there's two reasons. First of all, it's in the bathroom. Second of all, there's no ground on it. So you put no equipment ground with the sticker, and not hook up that ground coming from the Romex going out. Or you don't bond the box to the GFCI, or pass go and collect $200. I'll get you guys some shots. So here's the outlet. Okay, here's our breaker. That should be off. No power. Might get my other light going too. Oh man. Okay, pull that thing out. It's gonna be nice and fun to pull out. Here we go. I'm gonna take this tape off. Oh, there's the end. Take this ground off. So I can get it. Take that out of there. Snug it up. Take this ground off. So that's 2 grounds off. And then we're gonna unhook this, slip that out of there. Take this back up. Shove that ground back there. Shove this thing back in there. Okay. Come on, there we go. It's good. Take the cover back off. Oh, turn that back on. So this is the breaker I'm talking about. I was talking about right here. Okay. So, if you see this, it doesn't, I believe that this is not rated for 2 wires. Because it's just an open hole with the set screw. What I usually look for is a plate. And if you look at this, there's 2 spots for wire to go in. Also, you can also look up the breaker and see if you can put 2 wires into it. But this is on a 15 amp, so I'm gonna get rid of that breaker too. I'll just install 2 new ones. There's one. Take a photo of that. Here's 2. When you start separating them, you always want to make sure that you always want to make sure that the neutrals aren't shared. So here's ours, and then the neutrals for this goes directly to the bus bar up there, so we're good. Yeah, so I'm gonna get a lock nut on this. Disconnect these neutrals. Oh, that's not right either. That's not right either. So disconnect this. Dusty. Okay. I should be able to get that thing in there straight. I just pulled extra slack out too. There we go. If I can get it. Wow. My fingers are fat. There we go. That's a start. Okay. Got some slack back up there. Tighten this thing up. You have to make special wrenches for these. I just use channel locks or just hit it tight. Good. So that's good. Now we hook these neutrals back up. Can't really see it, but that's all I'm doing. That's one. That's good. I'm gonna go to this one. Ugh, it's tight. There we go. There we go. Cool. Shove that back in there. Take that off. I got the square head. I just have to find it. I took it out of my book bag. I barely use it for the insulated screwdriver, and it's kind of tough tightening these properly. There we go. Plenty. Okay. Now the last one. So that's good. Set to the side. I'll probably use a 3/8 take all snapping, but run it in reverse, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'm just gonna use a 3/8 take all that snaps in, so we don't need to put the lock nut on there. Really, it's supposed to be on the other side, but you can't get that on there. And this cable's so fat. The Romex connector actually goes inside. I don't want to start putting stress on the wire. So, should just snap right in. There we go. That's in. Look at that, that's square drive too. Snug it up. Don't over tighten it. Good. The wire nuts back on. Get that over here. Actually, no, I'm leaving that alone. So I'm gonna strip this back too. It's kind of high. So the neutral going for this goes to this 2-pole 30 amp. Cut that back. Stick that back in there. Cool. Get that back in there. Okay, so we just added a breaker here, so we'll take one knockout out. It's hurt my finger. Wow, that's strong. That's awesome. Super glue paid off. Also, I super glued this because the QO fillers weren't fitting properly in the older Square D QO panel cover. Tight. Tight. Square drives. I keep forgetting where the square drive's at. That was dumb. Yeah, I would have used the real screws again, but they already drilled the holes out too big. All the breakers are on. I just have to relabel what I did, and that's a wrap. That is a wrap.